a lot to talk. Start. Just put on kind of can't fucking see. But this video is a very, very special video. For a few reasons. Hold on, let me get this out the way. Now, really quickly, um, I really want to say, like, it's hard to even start this video. Like, of us as traders, right? Whether you're a crypto trader, options trader, futures trader, forex trader, like feel really, really, really bad about some of the guys and girls that went through this crash on Bitcoin, and a lot of them ended up losing their life over this. And it took me a while because I wanted to talk about this a few days ago, but I didn't want to be insensitive to that situation at all yet. It's a tough one, man, because like of course we're going to talk about like what happened, why it happened. But the biggest thing I need us to all understand, right, is that regardless of whatever type of market you trade or whatever, listen, this is exactly why I make my Discord a safe space. This is exactly why I express how I feel. 'Cause I felt that way before. Do you get what I mean? I've felt that way before. Not just once. It might not have been that long ago. But my point is, I want us to all be nicer to each other. We have to be nicer to each other. And I know I can be like super, super unserious and whatnot, but I just need us to all get to a point where we do understand that all markets move the same. So when we talk about like some of the toxic qualities of certain participants, uh, what do they typically call crypto anyway? It's like the wild, wild west. It kind of right now, right? And I'm not even talking about just like this crash or Bitcoin in general, but I'm talking about just how like the mentality behind a lot of, crypto traders. And for context, I'm on a daily chart. Okay. And so my bad, I had to put that fuck you me back on by Gunna. But long story short, each market is like the same algorithm with like really, really small variables and small differences. I can't understand me personally the crypto trader mindset where, and again, this is not to make fun of anybody, this is nothing of the sort. I'm just speaking about how the general mindset is around that community. A lot of people, and you can, I don't know, like, why is it that nobody in crypto understands like sell side liquidity? Like, why don't we understand that selling is like a thing? And it like fucked me up a little bit because I'm sitting here talking to a couple of my friends online or whatever, right? They're mostly crypto traders. And yes, I've literally spoken to them about this. We spoke about this weeks ago. And I'm talking about this downside move that we've just encountered, right? This is a very, very special episode because typically there's some stuff that I don't normally do on this channel, but there's some stuff that I would really need to show you. Okay. Now, the thing about this whole like crypto crash here, right? If I really had to get this out the way, the only thing about these crypto traders is that a lot of you guys just don't like believe in the sell side. Like it's almost as if like every time we come down, it's almost like a surprise moment. It's almost like a surprise moment. My bad, somebody texted me. But anyway, so what I'm looking for is like I just need us to understand that like the same way that any other market goes up and down and has to, even if I wanted to use annoying words I don't normally use, even if the market had to correct itself or um but the problem is just that people don't understand liquidity. So like why is it that I was just trying to get to the point that like I understand you guys are majority long-term traders. You're looking to hold forever and whatever else, right? But my problem is, and there's a lot of people who got straight up liquidated, right? That's the problem that we had. So like when we come down to, whoop, let me get this out the way. When it comes down to like actual structure here, right? We're going in between like a daily and a weekly chart. So when we're trying to figure out like how this thing is actually moving, right? And even if I come to like the start of the year, okay? Listen, and we could do 30th of January. That's fine. Literally 30th of December is excellent. But listen, if we're even just on a weekly chart, right? I've expressed on this channel just how fractal. I hate my phone, bro. I hate phones. Like, I don't know why. I get like fucked up about like all my phones. It's just probably because there's constantly one always fucking ringing. I get anxiety about it. But long story short, just looking at the weekly chart alone, okay, real quick. And this is why I'm not making fun of anybody. We're being realistic about how people move in crypto. Everybody has no problem looking dead at something that is completely sell side on structure. And I understand not everybody is me. Not everybody has that understanding of what we're really doing or not. I'm fully aware. But at the same time, when we're thinking in general, right? I'm watching everybody over the weekend go nuts over this thing, and they started buying it again. Why are you buying this? Any small retracement, and you're buying again. You got about 45 minutes until this edible is completely spacky me. So we're going to try and get bulk of the work done for this video before then. All right. But my problem is, right? Yes, I get it. You want to hold, hold, hold. You probably have positions in from years ago. I totally get that. There's a lot of new people that just came into crypto or just came into Bitcoin. And I mean this in a respectful way. There's a lot of new people right above and right below that 100 pay mark. Okay. As you can see it, right? There's a low down here. Okay. And again, we're paying attention to this weekly chart. When the year started, okay, the moment we got into January, what's the first thing we did? Open, protraction phase, okay, came down into a bullish PD array. Obviously, as you can see, we are still bullish for the most part. But what did people do every time we like literally just air quotes go down? What the fuck do everybody be saying? Crypto's over. Fuck crypto. It's a bullshit. Oh, I knew it was a scam. Like all this extra dumbass shit. You just can't tell me about the chart and you're confused as to why it's going down. Yo, I totally get where everybody talks about those cycles, right? Where they feel like, oh, well, every Sunday it goes up and down, and there's more volatility based on like this time of the year. You're not incorrect, but you're not correct at the same time. What I need from you is to just understand basic liquidity. How many times have I said that on purpose to you in the last 10 videos? And we still didn't get to the fun part yet. But what I'm saying is, I really need you guys to understand whether you're a long-term crypto trader or whether you're trading perpetual contracts or if you're somebody who's new and trying to figure out what to really be doing with the shit. You might even have a couple of coins that you're looking to save. But what I need from you is yes, I'm not saying that you can't look at these down runs for opportunities for longs later in life, but you need to understand that not everything is an entry, not everything is bullish, and yes, you will be in fucking drawdown if you decide to start buying all or fucking early. Stop this shit. Fuck the hold for dear life mentality. You don't have to hold for dear life if you understand basic liquidity, basic entry drill. And I'm not even speaking, well, we'll get to Goldbach levels in a moment, but we're not even there yet. But this is what I'm trying to say. So, on a very basic level, we drop down into this gap right here, right from last year. Yes, we create bullish PD arrays. Okay. This is April 7th right here. April 7th right here is very, very important because 7 is rejection block. I'm not going to repeat myself. 7 is rejection block. I repeated myself, but I want to explain myself. How about that? 7 is rejection block. If you understand what that is, then you're able to use it correctly. I'll give it to you that way. Okay. So when you're looking at April 7th, you understand how rejection blocks work. You were not surprised that we're what? Stopping the down run. Now we're bullish. We do have the ability to come in and take all this buy side liquidity. As soon as you're able to see that like highs are taken, what do I tell you guys all the time? If you actually go back to like all my older videos, which you guys probably didn't watch, what do you need to start doing when we break some fucking highs? And it might not be immediate, as you can see. It took a while. But real quick, we need to start looking down. That means, in general, if the marketplace is fractal, again, I'm looking at a weekly chart, okay? If the weekly chart is one of the biggest time frames that we can view, right? That means that this version of whatever I'm speaking of is almost like a big version of it. So that means when I'm looking at like a, let's say, weekly turtle suit versus like a session turtle suit. It's the same thing. But what I'm saying to you is that when I watch New York AM on a Wednesday trade over Asia from the previous day, yes, that day or that session can be engaged for that turtle suit. So if I went above that high, yes, I could sell down for that day or that session, no problem. But when you're looking at a weekly version of a turtle, you can tell the edible just kicked in crazy. That's yeah. Let's put it that way. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm smoking weed. Anyway, so we're looking at weekly turtle soup, right? So when you see these highs taken out in general, all right, and let's zoom in for you. Just because these highs are taken, this is what I mean by looking down. If the highs are already taken, you need to stop looking for buys. That shit is done for. And I'm talking about for the macro of this time frame. So if this is a weekly version of a turtle, the highs are taken, that means we have some selling to do. Now, they're already kind of baiting us into this, and you could tell with a few things here. Now, for example, this is that original high. We need that. Okay. So I've told you guys before, but everything above that, nigga, what? Do you get where I'm going with this? Okay. And again, emphasis on what I'm saying. I don't want anybody to feel bad with any of the information that we're going to talk about today. But even just a slight reminder, I know I don't remind you about this often, but just my opinion. Okay. Um, you think that this was bad? We have a lot lower to go, my friends. And when I tell you, right, the reason why we break down versions of liquidity the way that we do, it helps you think more about not just like transposing like the higher time frame into the lower time frame. That's not why I'm fully invested. I care because when you're looking at something like this, right, that means that this direction could be here for a while. That means this exact setup, even visually, however you want to put it, it's not just this low that I'm thinking of. But what I wanted to do was by the end of the video, we'll start to even check some of these Goldbach levels for you and see what's actually available. Okay. But my point is, I need crypto traders to stop fucking acting like this shit is infinitely fucking bullish. That shit is fucking stupid. And the last time we came down, now, whether this was more like a consolidation, sure, we were pointing downward, but the whole goal was to fill in this gap. Okay. But we're not talking about that as an objective. We're talking about real sell side liquidity. And I'm talking about real weekly version of liquidity. You think 2 weeks was bad? Let's head back down to this daily chart. Okay. Now, what happened was right in the same area. I tell you guys all the time that area above any old previous high that got taken, this is now what we consider off limits. What the fuck? Bro, I didn't even realize it's like 11:40. I'm not, no. So this is off limits. And the only reason why we know to like when to engage the sell side, it's no different than you who learned like the classic 2022 model, right? So what do? Turtle soup, displacement. Oh, Jay, but like we have a down run here, we have a down run here. Yes, yes. But what also happens again on your daily chart? Listen, when you're looking at this, right? Now, what was already engaged for you the entire time? Down here, they're doing nothing but making you what? Sell side liquidity, sell side liquidity. Come on now, bro. Now, let's talk about some stuff. Now, when you're looking at some of these things, I've mentioned how like math plays some of the key roles in trading. So for you to understand not just structure, and I do want you to use like a higher time frame, only because a lot of you are swinging it for long periods of time, whether it be for months, years, whatever. A lot of you just aren't going in and trading intraday. Not majority of you. I know that for a fact. So if you're really, really caring about what we're doing or not, yes, what do we do here? Not only do we displace down, and it's not even just the news. The news is more like a fun little distraction that they're using because all of if this is liquidity based, right? Smart money needs to operate above this thing here, and they're not going to give a fuck about you or anybody else but themselves. They're going to load up on sells here and leave you bullish. What do they do for you but on a daily chart? Okay. Now, this is 6. I did something for you earlier. Rewind the video. 7. Now, I talked about April 7th, but now I'm speaking about October 7th. October 7th, rejection block. I will repeat myself, but I won't explain myself. All I'm going to explain to you is that a rejection block calls for reversal. 7, rejection block. October 7th, 8, 9, 10. Hmm. Now, this is the funny thing that when we talk about algorithms, right? No, not everything is just ones and zeros. I mean, it is, but not in this context. The reason why I'm speaking about this is there's plenty of things algorithmically that is on your screen that is showing you exactly what we're doing. The algorithm is constantly snitching on itself. There's things they can and cannot do on a super true level, like to the point where it's not even like someone could have a separate opinion about some of these functions. 7, rejection block. For you right now, as we're speaking about it, on a basic level, it's cause for reversal. We'll put it that way. They leave you with a gap here. Now, this is something that I hooked my guy Honey Badger up with, right? Now, we talked about this as this was coming down. Now, we noticed, right? See how they take like the low down here, right? But the problem is, what did they actually do? Yeah, they actually take this low out, but the problem is that they actually don't close it with a body. Like, they don't close this with a body, do they? At least not on the daily chart. No. The problem with that is that This is how I was talking about this earlier, right? What did everybody and their mom start to do right here all over again? Oh, you know what? All right, cool. We getting back in. All right, that was just a fluke. We're going back up again. Why? Why would you do that? Bro. And I understand not everybody trades ICT. I'm not trying to put that on everybody's jacket, but it's just to the point where like, dude, this thing will be like completely. And again, you don't even have to be a crypto trader, but it's often all the assets that we care about are doing the same damn thing. So whether you're doing this on NASDAQ or whether you're looking at Bitcoin, the logic is the same. What do we do right after a turtle soup 9 times out of 10? Almost 11 times out of 10 because it goes in order. Turtle soup, that means we take a high or a low, stop losses are taken, limit orders are taken, they put in those cells on you. They start to displace this thing. They leave. This is almost like a new relative equal low at this point. It's not really on a basic level to where it's like, of course, it's yes, it's taking liquidity. Okay. This low is taking this liquidity. But what I'm saying is, this is showing me off rip. Yet, yes, we're coming right back, right back. The moment that placed in, this was one going upward. And I told Honey Badger, bro, we're going right back down here like we never left. They are not done. Let's pull out some of these levels now. So, like, really thinking about this, and why do I have 16 indicators? Am I out of my mind? Probably. But, like, oh, not it, player. And the reason why we give you this perspective, right, is because, again, we speak about the marketplace being fractal. So, if we have access to, especially like right now, where we are in 2025, we are smarter and we don't have to work as hard to get the answer to what we need. Now, I spoke about this on Bitcoin before. Let me get me out the way. You're going to care way more about your super, super, super big PO3 numbers. Okay. I want you to kind of start with you can do it yourself here or watch it obviously here with me. But like from your daily chart, I want you to go to it's the 59,049 dealing range. Okay. So when you're on your daily chart, you can see just how extreme this was. And like I said, how do we know in advance where things are playing? Every single market is playing inside of these fucking levels. You can't deny this shit. We a straight rider. Bitcoin, you can't fuck with me. Yes, it's to the point where we rejected right off that EXT level. This is your previous, like your upper range here, like this upper quadrant. This is the order block level for your previous one here. So if I drive this upward, okay, when I drive this up, this is that previous or above dealing range, I'll say, order block level. That order block level does work, doesn't it? But what I'm trying to say to you, that's not the biggest thing we need. We're on like one of the biggest dealing ranges, right? When we talked about other versions of liquidity, right? I tell you guys first to get used to the other versions first, but I have spoken on this channel about um power free liquidity, what it looks like. I didn't go into full detail. Obviously, that's for mentorship. And mentorship just started for Q4. And yeah, man, I love all my students right now. We are having a lot of This was such a fun week. It was insane. I mean, every day is a fun day in my Discord. But long story short, rejecting from this EXT level, dog, yes. This is not just with the turtle, but this is like super confluence that not only are we sell side, but if we're having no other buy side objective, we need to be looking downward, of course. So, what are the other two areas that, again, that we spoke about that were available? So, we come down, and again, we're going to go through smaller levels as well. But down here, when we reject, these are all easy levels of power through liquidity offered to you, especially this one. This is what set my heart in stone of us going down for a while. But like, not just that 59,000, but I really like this 19,683. This is what played the biggest role for me. I sat there looking at this the other day and I said, yo, yo. Now, I will give some I don't know. It makes me listen. To be fair, right? We came down, we took this one, but the way it's looking, my guy, like with even the consolidation over here, right? There's no other low. The only other low that we got offered is the dealing range low here and brand new sell side liquidity, which is again telling me that we need to get lower. This is not going to be left down here by itself and they're just going to go right back to where they fucking came from. No. And also, this is what I pointed out before when we dropped down. That fair value gap that we spoke about, I gave this to my students the moment that we dropped into it. So this fair value gap level was from your 19,683 dealing range. So your the fair value gap in the fair value gap level, is it going to work or is it going to work? Like, what the fuck are you like? Call me SpongeBob SquarePants if that fair value gap didn't work. Jesus, what am I basically saying? I'm expecting it either slightly above EQ. We could play around with some more consolidation there that could either lead us to make more buy side liquidity or more sell side liquidity. Once we make more sell side liquidity, I would love to see that get engaged quickly so that we can hurry up and take this low out. We're going down to this low. It's almost guaranteed, my guy. It's almost in stone at this point. And also feeling like again, these here, if you remember, we've talked a lot about algos. So this going from like, I understand that we spent a lot of time in the breaker level here, right? We only have one low down here that we tap for liquidity purposes, but majority of the candle closes down here. We actually came from right above like the dealing range high EXT level down to the breaker and back to fair value gap. That might not be significant for you, but that makes me start to think about algo too. So, however we would like to engage it, right? That makes me think that like from this fair value gap, it's looking like opposite order block is for where we need to be landing. And again, I know you aren't familiar with um super deep time and price theory or the math involved, but dude, this is why you go read Hoppy's book. This is why you go read my book. This is why you come to mentorship. This is why you join Discord. Like, I appreciate you guys watching all of my videos, but if you actually need some deeper help, Do not be sitting there confused for weeks at a time and not reach out for help. Does that make sense? And I say that to my students all the time. Like, not to say it like that. Not to say it like that. Trading is not that hard, but the same things that we speak about all the time. There are plenty of things to where somebody might say, you know what? Yo, I really don't understand why we're going up or why we're going down. Algorithmically, I can see like, you know, some information. Like it wasn't until we're hopping off a building that somebody's going to address that we're sell side. Dog, I've been thinking about this since the moment that this high was taken. Does that make sense? Because all of this sell side needed to be engaged. And then on top of that, not to give out no mentorship gem right now, but we were already approaching like fair value gap day. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. So, yes, I understand that there's going to be a gap that forms after a turtle soup. That gap's going to lead you to greatness if you are sell side. But listen, man, like if you're a long-term crypto trader, right, bro? I like not to say it like that. I'm sure you've probably still if you're in from way lower, you're probably chilling. But what I need from you is that you can just operate just regular general sell side liquidity. Like I said, this low has no business being here at all. And like I said, it's right at the low. You see that? But when we actually open it up, let's go up one more time, then we'll go back down. Okay? Like I said before, if this is some of the biggest dealing ranges and we're at the very top, bro, it has going to be no problem to take out this as a PO3 liquidity low. And mind you, bro, we could go right back to 88,000. It looks like 98, 97-ish is already on tap. But bro, listen, you got dealing range. Sorry, you have EQ right here. So we're gonna label that. So we got EQ right here. Forgot there's a whole blunt in my hand. Oh my god, the edible just kicked in. I'm fried. But you also have, and we'll change colors for this too. Not only do you have this EQ level, you have a wide open gap. Why? No, oh my God, dog. Listen, you can come back and watch this video. I'm not gonna give you a time frame on it, but let's put it this way. We are coming here, at least. At least. I'm not saying it gotta be all in a row. Obviously, there's gonna be retracements before we get there a little lower. We need to create the liquidity on the sell side to get down there in the first place. But what I'm saying is, nah, dude, we're running a sell side algorithm. Nah, this is sell side as shit. And then on top of that, the reason why you probably wondered why I gave you like I should have locked it, but hold on, we'll actually go to the weekly because we need to lock the opening to the yearly open, right? Oh shit, we went too far. There we go. Let's lock that. That's fine. That's fine. But this is what I'm trying to say. Okay. If we're talking about like, I don't want to give a time frame. I'll give an example. Let's say um a week, a month, a day, however you define a bullish or sell side candle, the time frame does not matter. But when you're thinking overall about like open, low, so far this is the high, right? And remember, This is like the biggest DR high, bro. This is like the 59,000 high. Like it's big. It's shit off that EQ. That has so much open range. It's re fucking ridiculous. If you thought that was bad, and like we said, we have some of these open like this one, obviously we rebalanced the gap, so we came down. But listen, man, like there's so much downward application that's scary. At least down to this fair value gap that we spoke about, and that PL3 SSL low in the red box is cooked. All this shit's cooked, bro. Don't let them even think that this is slightly sell side. Or sorry, slightly bullish. Because it's not. It's simply not. And again, I feel really bad because people are losing their lives over this. And again, like let's cut the bullshit. Retail trading does not fucking work. Fuck that shit. And you guys need to get away from it. You really do. That retail mindset of just hold for dear life. Like, no, dude. No. You need to manage your shit accordingly and understand what the fuck is going on. And I even gave a basic version of even halfway what's happening, just so you can understand me. It's sad, bro. It's frustrating. It's blood for them. All the people that lost their life this on this Bitcoin crash. This for them. It's sad, man. And listen, like I said, seven is rejection block. It's the only number I'll give. But you need to understand that every PD array is linked to a motherfucking number, and these numbers can be found in multiple ways. Whether I want to find it with the number of the month on the day, I'm not going to teach you anything further than that. Especially not about the super gem. The fuck I look like. Man, I'm just reflecting like on my experience, I felt the same way. And there's probably somebody out there watching this video that might feel the same way as well. Listen, you are not alone in this. And I don't want you to push yourself over a cliff over a few $100s or a few $1,000s even that we can get back together. Okay. There's a lot of people feeling like, you know, I get it. You have a lot riding on this and you feel like you want to succeed now. You got bills due like yesterday. But I want you to understand that you like you need to take care of yourself. Like go get the help that you really need. Like do not ignore these issues. Listen, man, be good to people. I do not want you guys to feel alone. And like me battling that whole idea about like, you know, not wanting to be here anymore and um just saying fuck it. Like literally, I remember like just watching a paycheck I just got. I put it all into a trading account, and this is years ago. But I lost all of it in like probably 2 days. And I'm sitting there, I mean, bawling my fucking eyes out, bro. Man, listen, if I can do this shit, you can too. But you gotta want this shit. You gotta grind. Practice? What the fuck is practice? It's essential. I want you to enjoy the journey here. I don't want you to come to trading every day like it's straight stress. All right. And like I said, you don't even got to listen to me if you don't want to. But I want you to listen to yourself because you know how you feel. Communicate, talk to people, talk to me. 'Cause I understand. I'll see you guys later. I love you, okay?